Hey everyone, Mark the Movie Man here that time once again, and today I bring to you an independent horror anthology film called Tales of the Supernatural. Now this is the extended cut, offered on Vimeo on demand right now, and we basically get a story of a demon who's been going around Earth collecting souls. He's got to collect 666 souls to be exact, to help raise the Lord of the Underworld. Well, he finally manages to capture a priest, and through this priest we get to experience the last 6 souls that this demon has collected, and we get to see the stories of those souls and how they wound up in his collection. And that's the short tales. So it's an anthology film, and these short tales are the 6 short tales of those people that the demon went after. And I really liked this film. It's from across the pond. It is British, and I always love seeing foreign independent horror cinema because I love to see the different perspectives and different approaches that they have. Plus, also see some of the similarities between U.S. independent horror filmmakers, because you can see the influence of other horror films in the works, regardless of what country they're from. Now, the anthology collection that they have here is a really diverse group of stories. A few of them had similar themes, but overall each done differently, but all looked really good, especially the wraparound story. Production value was decent for the budget that these films were on. There's one called Paralysis in here, a story about a woman who suffers from sleep paralysis, but she thinks there's more to it than that. They do some great things with just some simple basic film work of dissolves, overlays of things, you know, just blankets moving and voiceovers. They do a great number of things to help set up a really creepy atmosphere without actually doing any really special effects. And I love when independent films go simplistic and use really old school techniques in order to still get that point across. And they do it very well in Paralysis. There's another film called, the short film called The Hike, which I really liked. And through editing and a little bit of red herrings thrown at you, you're not quite sure where this film is going. And let me tell you, I didn't expect it to go where it did. And I was pleasantly surprised. I loved it. It had this kind of backwoods horror feel to it. They came up with some really interesting characters for this little town that this guy who goes on a hike comes across, and just in general, I loved the feel of it. Definitely had that hillbilly horror style to it. There's another one in here, the story called The Book, which is about a publisher and his wife, and also an up-and-coming author that he signs on, and that story, wow, that one surprised me in the fact of really didn't see where it was going at all. I was like, okay, what are they going to do with this? And then what they did do with it really was like, wow, okay, that's cool, you know. And all of these stories are kind of loosely tied together eventually, and kind of come together a bit near the end. And I like how they put that in there as well. They worked all of these stories in with each other. Some great performances by everybody too. Normally in independent films you get kind of a wide range of from kind of shaky acting to really good acting. And here everybody does a solid performance in the roles they're in, their line delivery and everything. None of it felt really cheap and that people were just cashing it in. Everybody puts in a really strong performance in here. Though I will say the character that stands out the most for me was still John Campling's The Demon. The guy playing the demon, oh, I loved his character, from his outfit to the way he portrayed this kind of over-the-top character. I just loved him, and I wanted to see more of the demon. So really, props there all around for everyone in their performance. Now, there were some CGI special effects in here which kind of took me away because it is a lower budget and they were noticeable and took me a little bit out of it, but didn't really ruin the film for me. But they are in there. Audio was great and even throughout. You could hear everybody as well, which is sometimes lacking in films like this. So overall, Tales of the Supernatural, I give it 3 stubs. I think it's worth your time if you're a fan of independent horror. If you're looking for some independent horror from across the pond, or if you're just looking for a decent anthology. It's not that much for rental on Vimeo on demand. Check it out, and if you do check it out, please come back and leave comments down below. Love to hear your constructive thoughts on this film, what you thought about it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Whatnot. Love to hear feedback from my viewers. It's because of you guys I keep doing this. Thank you so much for your support, and as always, remember, keep that ticket stub.